As I said, it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we all know somebody that's been touched by cancer. In fact, we have a good family friend that has been through the UNM program with childhood cancer, and she is a healthy and happy young lady now, and several years later. So you're saving lives, and we really appreciate you doing that. And we appreciate all the families being here today, and certainly our young leaders out here to tell their stories. And so this is an executive order from the Office of the Mayor. Would you hold that for me and show that to everybody? It says, whereas every year thousands of children across America and more than 100 children in New Mexico are diagnosed with cancer, and whereas we remember the young lives taken too soon and stand with the families still facing childhood cancer, and whereas thanks to ongoing advances in research and treatment, the 5-year survival rate for all childhood cancer has climbed from less than 50% to 80% over the past decade. That's extraordinary. And whereas researchers around the world continue to pioneer new therapies and explore the root causes of disease, driving progress that could reveal cures and improve outcomes for patients. And whereas this month we pay tribute to the families, the friends, the professionals, and the communities who lend their strength to children fighting pediatric cancer, now therefore I, Richard J. Berry, Mayor of the City of Albuquerque, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2017 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So thank you for making everybody aware of this. Would you like to say something? You want to come up and talk about it just a little bit?
Say something?
Yeah, please.
Hi, I'm John Kudish. I'm the Chief of Pediatric Oncology at the University of New Mexico. I want to thank Mary Berry, the City of Albuquerque, for this proclamation and recognition of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Again, there's been many strides been made in the care of cancer patients, in childhood cancer patients. It's not only looking at the aspect of a child with cancer, but a child, their family, their community. So I thank you again. I think this is the beginning of a new era. Some of you may have read in the paper that the FDA has just approved a new novel therapy, which was really built, investigated, and proven in children, called CAR T therapies. This is the next step in the treatment of children with cancer and all cancers. And I'm very proud to be a pediatric oncologist, and I'm very excited about this, again, next level of care that was just really announced in the last 2 days. So it is a celebration, and it is a recognition. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. So thank you, everybody, and I know that our leaders will be available for interviews if you want to talk later as well. So thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for holding that. You did a great job. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, thanks. Okay. So who doesn't like to have fun? No one. Everyone likes to have fun. We have a lot of fun in the city of Albuquerque, and we have one of the, I believe, if not the, one of the most robust cultural events calendars in the country. Albuquerque is a place that is full of arts and culture, full of great music, and we like to get together. And we like to be with each other in Albuquerque. We like to enjoy each other's company between neighborhoods, family, friends. We're a very diverse community. And so when there's an opportunity to get together and celebrate and hear good music and see good things, we do it. We made a really conscious effort in the first term of this administration to think about how we went about doing cultural events. And we did a controversial thing at the very beginning, if you'll remember. We took Summerfest out of downtown. It used to be 4 events in Civic Plaza, and we made a decision that we wanted to get this Summerfest out into the community. We wanted people going from one neighborhood to another, coming from the valley to the heights, heights to the valley, back and forth, downtown to different areas of the city. And the best way to do that and get people to see other neighborhoods was to provide events. So we made that change, and then we also wanted to up the quality of the events. We wanted to make sure that there was something that would really draw people out to see. So we've brought in national acts, we have lifted up local acts, we've done lots of different things. And that is hard to do. It is hard work. And the reason that we have this group here today is because these are the passionate people that make that happen for you. And so if you've been having fun at the Summerfest, these are the people that we would all like to say thank you to. And they are all from the Special Events Division at Cultural Services. Dana Feldman is our Director of Cultural Services at the City of Albuquerque. Betty Rivera was our initial director, so thanks to Betty and her early efforts as well. So with me today is Bree Ortiz, who's right here. She's the Operations and Events Supervisor. Nikki Peone is our Community Events Manager. Eric Warner is our Operation and Events Supervisor. Veronica Archuleta is our Events Supervisor. Elisa Calderon is our Events Supervisor. Ricky Garcia is our Cultural Services. He's a temp employee with us, but he does a lot of great work. And then Christopher, help me with his legates. Yes. Does cultural services and temporary employee as well. And then Nicholas Meyer from Cultural Services. So the Special Events Division is the lead organization behind the successful events that we have that house hundreds of thousands of attendees. Among these are the Freedom Fourth. How many people do we have at Freedom Fourth this year? Would we guess?
About 50,000.
About 50,000 people. The Summerfest series, the Twinkle Light Parade, one of my favorites. The Renaissance Fair. I'll have to do that when I'm not the mayor. I'll bring my sword out.
You have to dress up.
Yeah. The Old Town Albuquerque work, and this group of professionals also ensures that each of the events provide quality entertainment in a safe, family-friendly environment. Each of them strive to improve the operation and the cost efficiency of each event, a process that can take months of strategic planning and to be properly done. So Bree, Nikki, Eric, Veronica, Alicia, Ricky, Christopher, and Nicholas, they coordinate special events, one-time events, as well as professionally execute new events and ideas. One example was the Holly Home Parade. We all had a blast at that. I still have pictures standing up there on stage. It was a sea of people. It took place in late 2015. We had over 20,000 people that flocked to downtown to celebrate Holly and her accomplishments. As I said earlier, in 2010 we started going through some of these differences and changes, and as a result we have the Route 66 Summerfest, which once again we consistently get over 40,000 people I think at that particular event. Downtown Heights, and then we just finished our last event just a couple of nights ago. So once again, they have to collaborate with a lot of departments to put on an event. It's not just hiring the act and putting up the stage. You have to coordinate with police, with fire, solid waste, transit, environmental health, food safety, DMD,
Pretty much all of them.
yeah, pretty much every single one of them. So once again, it's just awesome to see that. So here's the numbers that go with that. Since 2010. Attendance for all events overseen by this division was 1.2 million people. So they successfully have brought 1.2 million people together to have fun, to enjoy each other's company, and eat great food, listen to music, and get home safely. So when you compare attendance in 2010 to 2017, they've actually increased the rate by 75%. So they've increased attendance by putting on great events. Once again, seamless coordination and just can-do attitude. If you go down to their office, I mean, hard work, but always smiles. Everybody's smiling up here today, and we just really appreciate it. I'm going to have Dana Feldman give you a little bit more information, and we're going to hand out the awards. But just as a citizen, I want to say thank you to everybody. I get a chance to introduce some of you at some of the events because we're so proud of what you do. We're proud of the way you bring us together as a city, and my family and I just have a blast at the events. So thank you so much. So Dana, why don't you say a few things and we'll
Thank you. So I'm Dana Feldman. I'm the director of the city's Cultural Services Department, and the Special Events team is a section of that department. And frankly, I can't be more proud of this group. And I couldn't be more proud of this group. Day in, day out, year in, year out, they execute some of the events that you take your families to, that you ask your friends from out of state to come and visit, and they go to. It is 1.2 million people over the last several years. People think, and I thought this too before I started working with this crew, that events are easy, that they don't take any work to come together, that they are fun to put together, and oftentimes they are, but events are very difficult when you're trying to plan something that's safe and family friendly for 40 to 60,000 people, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of planning. We work with APD on every event that we do. We work with fire. We work with community groups all across the city, and it's not an easy endeavor, and it can be very difficult, and the logistics can be very challenging. This group, though, I always know that things are going well because a couple days before an event, I'll go down to the offices and I see, as Mayor said, I see smiles on everyone's faces. So I know they're dealing with stress, but they are powering through and they're going to get it done. And our goal is to make sure that when you come to one of those events, it looks easy, it looks fun, and it looks effortless. And if that's what you see when you go, we're doing our jobs to the best that we can do. I do want to thank Mayor Barry for being so supportive of this group the past 8 years. He's trusted us to execute successfully some of the ideas that he's put forward, and he's also trusted us to execute new ideas like a Renaissance Fair that we'll see you at in a couple of years in costume. We'll take you up on that. But he's entrusted us to bring some new ideas to him and thoughtfully execute those as well. So just want to say thank you for that, and thank you to the entire team. That's a well-deserved recognition.
Great. So what we're going to do, and we'll sort them out. We'll do Breeze as the example, and then we'll hand them out. Coffee mug, stay caffeinated. I know how that works.
Yeah.
You guys are always working hard. And then each employee will get a certificate that says Employee of the Week, City of Albuquerque. This one is to Bree Ortiz. And it says Cultural Services Department. On behalf of the entire City of Albuquerque, I, Richard J. Barry, Mayor of Albuquerque, thank you for your public service and your dedication. Your actions exceeded the call of duty and went beyond normal expectations. So for the entire week of September 4th, 2017, you are entitled to all the privileges set forth by the Office of the Mayor as Employee of the Week. And then we also have a letter that we put in your personnel file saying you're good folks. And so you can have that for the next promotion that's coming. I know one of the perks is the Employee of the Week parking spot, so good luck. To all of you. You have to do rock, paper, scissors for that. But we'll hand one of these to each of these employees today with our gratitude and our thanks. They will be here after I'm done being the mayor, and so we look forward to coming out and seeing what you do in the years to come. I know it's going to be awesome, and we'll be out there with our family enjoying it with all of our friends and neighbors. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You know, actually, Ladio Canellis, Officer Canellis, already because he's actually been awarded the Bill Daniels True Blue Award, an award that recognizes superior service-oriented officers in a multi-state region, including New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. So this is our chance to say thank you. We get a chance to do Friday's Heroes. Gosh, we've done them hundreds of times since I've been the mayor, every week on Friday. And I never get tired of telling the stories about our police officers and our firefighters and our employees who go out and make our lives better. And this is a story today about a really tangible thing that APD officer Ladio Canellis did. I've got a few folks here. Commander Remaker is going to say a few things when we're finished here. But Officer Canellis is a Friday's hero because he went above and beyond to help a woman who was panhandling to feed her children. So panhandling is on the front of everybody's mind, not just in Albuquerque, but all over the country. When I'm with groups of mayors, it is a big, big, big issue across the United States. And the big question is, how can you best help people? How can you best help them get off the corner? And I can tell you, working on this over the years as a mayor, there's never one answer. There's never a single answer on how you do this. But last September, Officer Canellis was on patrol in the Northwest Area Command when he came in contact with a woman and her 2 children, small children actually, at the intersection of Coors and Quail. And she was standing in the median asking drivers for money. So Officer Canellis went to speak to her, and she explained that she was a single mom, that she was hungry, and that she was just trying to feed her family. The officer was so moved by the woman's situation that he decided to take personal action. He had the woman and her children meet him at a local restaurant, and he bought them a meal. That's extraordinary in and of itself. Through his interactions with the woman, he learned that she was having trouble making ends meet. for her and her children. And because of her strained financial situation, that's what was forcing her onto the corner to panhandle. So Ladio realized that she needed more than a meal and decided to help the family even further. So he purchased and delivered groceries and other necessities to the family, who were certainly grateful. He did this using his own money. Because of Officer Canales' tremendous charitable actions, this past June, as I said, he was awarded the Bill Daniels True Blue Award. And in Lieutenant Rob Middleton's nomination of Officer Canales, he reports that he's, number one, a hard worker. Number two, he is confident in his skills, and he's very approachable, and he has a very friendly disposition. You can imagine walking up to someone on the street corner as a police officer. You're going to get different interactions from different people, but he displays humility, and he's done it on numerous occasions. And this, of course, anytime you have an officer up here who's done something extraordinary, I can guarantee you that's not the first time they've done something extraordinary. So for these reasons, Officer Ladio Canales is being recognized as this week's Friday's hero, and I want to have APD Commander Randy Remaker come up, give some brief remarks, and then I'm gonna hand you our Friday's coin. So come on up.
Sorry. So, first of all, like the mayor said, it's not the first time. He's a great officer. Our chief always talks about a servant's heart, and he truly does have a servant's heart, and he's a true professional. He's that guy who actually cares about the community, and he goes out of his way to take care of our community. He's that calming voice in a scene of chaos. He's just a true professional. There's been a lot of instances I could talk about. I'm not going to go into it because it's not about me, it's about him. So I'm going to basically cut this short, but I just want to say, he's a great guy. He cares about the community. And for me, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We're proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So what we do each Friday is we have a coin that we commissioned for Friday's Heroes specifically. It's got the city seal on one side, and it says Mayor's Public Safety Heroes Award. And on the other side, it talks about police, fire, and emergency preparedness. And these are the coins that we give to our police officers and our firefighters. It's a small token that comes with a lot of gratitude, and it's something that we hope that you will hold as a symbol. I'll give it to you shiny. Yeah, I know. We'll give it to you with a grateful heart as a community. And we know it's a tough job. We know you go out every day, you risk your life for our community, but when you take those extra steps of compassion and you really reach out, that makes all the difference in someone's life. And I'll tell you, that lady and those kids and that family, they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives, and there's going to be a chance at some point for them to reach out and pay that forward, and they're going to do that because of your leadership. So we're grateful, and we say thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
You betcha. Thank you. So, today we're going to talk about a project you may not have heard about. It's called ART. That's a joke. We have a world-class project going on in the city of Albuquerque, and it's a disruptive project, but it's going to make a ton of difference in our community, and it's going to make a big difference for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, the project entails basically taking entire Route 66 and repaving it, which means that every square foot for a multiple mile distance has been taken out and it has been replaced. And we have actually multiple contractors working on that project. So Bradbury Stam is the lead contractor on that, but we have 4 other contractors that are doing different segments of ART. And right now, ART's ahead of schedule. So I want to thank the contractors, and people are starting. I was just talking to some of the leadership from AUI just a few minutes ago, Sam and others. People are starting to see what the project's going to look like now. So it's starting to get a little different vibe in the community now that the stations are going up and some of the paving's getting done. But the reason that we're recognizing a young man today named Anthony DeLuca, and I'm saying DeLuca correctly?
Yes, sir.
Is because he did something that may seem small on the surface, but it's actually a big deal. He just did something. He just was a good guy. And he did something very human and very compassionate for someone who needed it. And that's why he's being recognized as our Good Samaritan. And he helped a man who was visually impaired across a busy intersection. Anthony's an employee for AUI, one of our contractors for ART, You may remember seeing this particular story on the news. This past July, Anthony was cutting concrete at the ART construction site at San Mateo and Central. As he was working, he saw a blind man attempting to get across the congested intersection. Difficult enough when you're visually impaired, but exacerbated certainly by the fact of all the construction. So the man was headed towards the bus stop to take a bus that travels northbound on San Mateo. And Anthony felt compelled to help the man safely cross the street, given his visual impairment and the high level of traffic in the area. He immediately walked over to the man to help him by placing his hand on his shoulder to guide him safely across the street. David Martinez, who was a nearby onlooker, took notice of Anthony's act of kindness, and he believed that Anthony's noteworthy actions served as a reminder for everyone in our community that kindness matters and it really makes a difference. Anthony expressed that the kind actions that he took that day came naturally to him because of the value that he learned from his parents and their values that he was brought up with. His compassion was evident prior to this when in 2015 he woke a man who was homeless to give him some food as well. So looks like you've got a servant's heart as well. His selfless actions resulted in the man who was blind safely crossing the road. And for these actions and reasons, Anthony DeLuca is being recognized as this week's City of Albuquerque Good Samaritan. If you've forgotten, which I hope you haven't, 11 months ago, we put an ad campaign forward in the City of Albuquerque. I'm looking for my app here real quickly. And it's the Albuquerque Kindness app. So we developed an app. And we have students in our schools. In fact, you might be interested in doing this at your school. So we have a kindness app in the City of Albuquerque. Several mayors around the country, including myself, are trying to talk about compassion and kindness in our communities. And we have a goal in the City of Albuquerque to get to 1 million acts of kindness. Things that we do that are habits become habits for a reason. And if we can make kindness a habit, and we can get up in the morning and we can think about kindness, we can think about letting somebody in on a busy roadway, we can help somebody, one person's got one thing in line in groceries and you got 15 things, let them go ahead of you. Simple things. Invite the new kid to school, tell them they're welcome at your place, invite the new employee to lunch. No end to the kindness that we can do. So today I can certainly share your act of kindness. I'll do that. I'll put it down under a random act. And then there's a balloon. So you are now part of 1 million acts of kindness. So we got that going for you. But the good news is we set a goal of 1 million acts of kindness 11 months ago, knowing that it would take several years to get there. And I can report today that we are already at 453,000 acts of kindness. So download this app and talk to your friends, especially the kids. Talk to your teachers, talk to your parents, be a leader in your community and push kindness and show people what kindness looks like. And Anthony has certainly done that here. So for that reason, he is our Good Samaritan and we appreciate it. And I think Sam Baca from AUI is going to say a few things and then I've got a certificate for you as well. So jump on in there. You didn't know that, huh?
Yeah, did not know that. It's okay. You know, in this community, we hear so many negative things on a daily basis. And I want to thank Mr. DeLuca on behalf of AUI for giving us a good feel-good story, right? I think we all need it. And we're extremely proud to have him as part of the AUI family. Congratulations.
Thank you. So we also have a coffee mug for you, Anthony. Probably don't want to take that on the construction site. I don't think it's construction proof. But we have a Samaritan Award for you, and it reads as follows. This certificate is awarded to Anthony DeLuca. On behalf of the entire City of Albuquerque, I, Richard J. Berry, Mayor of Albuquerque, thank you for your dedication to the citizens of our community. You've been granted this award because you have displayed an extraordinary level of care and compassion, caring for your fellow neighbor. So we appreciate the great work you're doing on ART. The project looks great, it's ahead of schedule, and we really appreciate your leadership in our community and being a great example for all of us to just take a little time out of your day, do something nice for somebody else, and good stuff.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you. Thank you so much.